Namaste. Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of National Curriculum Framework. Here I am focusing on Vision of NEP 2020. What are the guiding principles in NEP? So what is NCF? What is NEP? That will be more clear after understanding the guiding principles. So purpose of education is to develop good human beings. What about the human beings? They should be capable of rational thinking and action. That is according to the situation. They should have a logical thought. They should have a rational thought. And according to that, they should act or they should have their deeds. Then possessing compassion and empathy. Yes, to the society they should have to the job they should have a compassion, and to the society they should have an empathy. Then courage and resilience, and so they should have a scientific temper, creative imagination, then sound ethical morals and values. These all things should be included in the education. That is the aim of education. So for this purpose, what are all the major things we should include in the overall guidelines of guiding principles of NEP that you are focusing on? So what are they? That is, for any good education institution, whether it is preschool or school or universities, you know that every child, every student feels welcomed, cared, where a safe, stimulating environment exists. So they should feel that they are welcome, they are cared. Especially this happens in preschools and all levels of all grades of schools also. It is very important. Feels welcomed, cared for, and they should have a safe, stimulating environment, wide range of learning experiences, different pathways of learning experiences, and where good physical structure, appropriate resources conducive to learning are available to all students. So all students should have the learning and appropriate resources, good physical infrastructure, wide range of learning experiences, safe, stimulating environment, and they feel that they are cared for. Yes, all of them are cared for. All students. This should be the goal of every education institution. Seamless integration and coordination across institutions of all stages of education. Then we can go through what are the guiding principles of this NEP. Recognizing, identifying and fostering unique capabilities. Recognizing, identifying and fostering unique capabilities, holistic development, academic and non-academic. Anyway, we are always hearing about holistic development. Let me say about the holistic development also. Majority of you know, those who are new in this education sector, this is the word always now we are using. What is it? Holistic development, that is physical development, physical skills. A child should have an institution where all these skills should be developed. So physical skills, social skills, cognitive skills, logical skills, creative skills, emotional skills, language skills, spatial awareness, imagination, self-help skills, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and aesthetic skills. And just what is gross motor skills and fine motor skills is a child started to sit without help, without support. That is sitting, crawling, jumping, running. Then all this we can see that throwing, climbing, kicking, dancing, pushing, all this come under gross motor skill. And fine motor skill uses small muscles. That is, suppose we ask the child to cut a picture and paste, there he or she is using the small muscles with the hand and fingers. So for the development, these type of things people or the teachers ask, or the curriculum it is included. Dialing the phone, turning keys regarding the locks, putting plug in the socket, buttoning, tying shoelaces, etc. will come under the fine word. Just I read it that only. Just I wrote it and read it that only. Yes, and. Then, according to the highest priority in achieving foundational literacy and numeracy by all students by grade 3. Anyway, this NEP, we heard about FLN, that is foundational literacy and numeracy. Let the child should have the basic literacy. Let the child learn about the alphabets of mother tongue, or home language, or local language, or the regional language, whatever the child is using at home, that is foundational literacy and numeracy. Let the child start to count 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. The basic numeracy also let the child know about it. So all students by grade 3, then flexibility so that learners have the ability to choose their learning trajectories. Learning trajectories, different pathways we can learn. That is why now we can see the different type of experiential learning have been adopted. And programs also there, and thereby choose their own paths in life according to their talents and interest. Then fourth point is that no hard separation between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams, etc., in order to eliminate harmful hierarchies among the silos between different areas of learning. So there should not be any separate entities, separate compartmentalization regarding vocational, academic, extracurricular, curricular, like that. For the development of a child, everything should go in hand in hand or in cooperation. Then multidisciplinary and holistic education across the sciences, social sciences, arts, humanities, and sports for a multidisciplinary world, in order to ensure the unity and integrate of all types of knowledges. Is all type of knowledge. We cannot separate science from maths, maths from social studies from arts, like that. Everything should go in hand. Only then the child will understand the real life situation. So the child will understand, oh, I have learned this in social science, I have learned this in science, I have learned this in mathematics. That comes in here. Isn't it? For the construction of an house, for a house, the child will later, the child will understand, oh, that is why I studied, isn't it? Height into, or the length into width, what should be the area, like that. So that is in the real life situation, the child is, and the person is understanding that this is the integrity, this is the importance of the multidisciplinary world. Then emphasizes on conceptual understanding. Is instead of rote learning, instead of learning by heart, or instead of learning for examination, let the child understand concept wise. So next point is connected to that: conceptual understanding, problem solving, creativity and critical thinking to encourage logical decision making and innovation. Yes. So regarding the skills, isn't it, 21st century skills, this come: conceptual understanding, problem solving, creativity, critical thinking, communication. Several skills should be encouraged in logical decision making and innovation. Then ethics and human constitutional values. Is the child should have, it should be inculcated. It is very important. Ethic and human constitutional values like empathy, respect for others, cleanliness, courtesy, democratic spirit, spirit of service, respect for public property, scientific temper, liberty, responsibility, pluralism, equality, and justice. Yes, all this we need to develop a good citizen. Then promoting multilingualism and power of language in teaching and learning. Yes, we are focusing, the curriculum is focusing multilingualism also and power of language. Power of language, that is how the child is listening, the child is talking, the child is reading, and the child is writing. These are the four major skills connected to language, whatever the language it is. Then the life skills such as communication, cooperation, teamwork, and resilience. So then next point is focus on regular formatic assessment. Yes, instead of summative assessment, instead of the year-end examination, we have to focus on the formative assessment. Otherwise, summative assessment are more focusing on today's coaching culture. So regularly, let the child study. Is the let the self-assessment, peer assessment, then only the teacher assessment needed. So the regular formative assessment is very important. So if regular formative assessment is done, the summative assessment will be very easy. The extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, increasing access for the young students, and education planning and management is extensive use of technology and teaching and removing language barriers. Then respect for diversity and respect for local content in all curriculums, pedagogy and policy, always keeping in mind that education is a concurrent subject. Yes, we should have focus on the respect the diversity. That is why we are having Ek Bar Shresth Bharat program, EBSB program, to understand the art forms and understand the lifestyle of the people of different states, and respect for the local content. Yes, we should context. You should study under curriculums and pedagogy and policy. It should relate to the community where the child live. So full equity and inclusion as the cornerstone is equity and inclusion of all types of students with different abilities should be included of all education decisions to ensure that all students are able to thrive in education system. Some may not be, some may be having some disabilities. To overcome that, and the curriculum is in such a way to include all types of students. Then synergy in curriculum across all levels of education, from early childhood care education to school education to higher education. Yes, there should be connection, there should be connectivity, there should be coordination between the ECC education to school education and to the higher level education. It should be connected one. Then teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process, their recruitment, continuous professional development, then positive working environment and service conditions. So understand that the teachers and faculty are the heart of the learning process. So they should be given enough training, continuous professional development facilities should be given, positive working environments and service conditions. That is service conditions, not too long hours of teaching, but at the same giving a comfortable condition with the good payment. Then light but tight regulatory framework to ensure integrity, transparency, resources, efficiency of the education system through audit and public disclosure, while encouraging innovation and out-of-the-box ideas through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment. So, transparent should be resource efficiency, education system, auditing, public disclosure while encouraging innovation and out-of-the-box ideas through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment. Next point, outstanding researchers. Research as core requisite for outstanding education development. Research should go in hand for the education development. Then continuous review of the progress based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational experts. How the system is going, continuous review should be there. Whatever it is, we should have the continuous review of progress based on the sustained research, regular assessment by educational experts. The rootedness and pride in India and its rich, diverse, ancient and modern culture and knowledge. There is a coordination between the ancient culture connected to the present culture, present knowledge, present technology. Synthesis should be there, and tradition also should be incorporated. So education is a public service. Access to quality education. Quality education must be considered a basic right of every child. Is we should we are focusing on quality education. Quality education, quality education to all. Quality education to all. Quality education to all. Access to quality education must be considered the right of every child. That is the focus of NEP. So, what all points I have read regarding the principles of NEP, guidelines of NEP, we know that the circulars of educational boards we used to see is these are covering, the circulars are covering all these different topics mentioned in different guidelines mentioned in the NEP. That NEP where it is written in the National Curriculum Framework. So National Curriculum Framework is based on this vision of NEP 2020. Okay, thank you. This National Curriculum Framework will continue. Thank you all for your support.